All right, you guys, if you haven't already, I want you to download the Lifestyle Quick Start Guide. That has recipes, snack ideas. You can scan the barcode or you can click the link below. Also, make sure you're signed up for a weekly email so you can get some information and you can also know when these videos are available. And there's going to be a link where you can ask me questions. You know, we want to know what you're curious about so we can make videos to answer your questions. All right, you guys, so today I want to make low carb as easy as possible. You know, if you're like me, you're super busy, you're doing a bunch of different things, you know, I feel like we've really overcomplicated nutrition in general. So I want to talk about some easy meals, easy snacks on the go, and I want to compare them, you know, what's the problem with like our typical snacks? So I want to tell you what's going on with most of the snacks you're eating and why those might be less than ideal for metabolic health. All right, so let's talk about, first of all, some low-carb snacks. We talked about these a little bit in the last video, you guys. But especially if you're in a hurry in the morning, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm running out the door. What can I grab? Hard-boiled eggs, those are fantastic. That's something you can cook overnight and it is ready to go. I'm a big fan of hard-boiled eggs. Beef. I often will make ground beef patties the night before, and that is a super easy thing to eat in the morning. You know, I often say it's time to break up with breakfast. A lot of people think breakfast has to be this sugary, carbohydrate-rich meal, and that is one of the worst ways to start our day. You know, usually within a few hours, we're feeling tired, we're feeling shaky. Where if we have a high protein, high fat breakfast, we feel good and sustained for hours. So you can certainly have last night's leftover meats, whether that's pork, fish, or like I said, we often do burger patties. Bacon. Most people love bacon. So bacon is a great thing that's, you know, usually it stays well in the fridge for several days. You can cook the night before, have bacon on the go. Other easy meals and snacks on the go, things like canned tuna, salmon, deli meats, nuts. You can grab olives, cheese, cream cheese. You know, a lot of people like to put celery and cream cheese. And, you know, some of those low carbohydrate vegetables. Sometimes we chop up like cucumbers at our house. And finally, there are some nutrition bars that are very low in carbohydrates and much better than some of the, you know, granola bars that are out there. And we'll talk about those. All right, so what is the problem with some of the typical higher carbohydrate foods and meals and snacks? Like I talked about in the last video, you guys, most people, you know, when I worked in the hospital as an acute care dietitian, people would say like, you know, I don't eat very many carbohydrates. I really don't think I do. And I'd say, okay, well, what do you have in the morning? They say, well, I have a fruit flavored yogurt and I have some cereal and I'll have some juice. So those are all things that are very high in carbohydrates. So what do you have for lunch? Oh, you know, I have a turkey sandwich and an apple. It's like, well, that bread, you know, once again, you're getting carbohydrate heavy foods at every meal. And then finally, well, you know, we have like chicken, rice, and sometimes I have a dessert, you know, and people always underestimate what they eat. But most people are eating carbohydrates with every meal and every snack. When we do that, you know, you get that blood sugar rise and crash. So you often have very poor energy. And that also teaches your body to store fat for fuel versus burn fat. That's the last thing you want to do if you're trying to lose weight. And certainly if you just want steady, consistent energy. And we'll go into more details about that process in future videos. You guys, so let's talk about one of the big ones I see. People often love granola bars. Every type of granola bar. There's about 1 million different ones. You know, you go down the aisle, there's an aisle now for granola bars. And a lot of them are processed carbohydrates. They have sugar, oats, wheat, flour. You know, this particular granola bar has about 29 grams of carbohydrates and 11 grams of sugar. You know, that's like 2.5 teaspoons of sugar. That's quite a bit. Most of the time, if you eat a granola bar, you're going to be hungry within an hour. You know, that's not a really good, healthy, sustaining snack. So for nutrition bars, the SFuels Life bars are a much better option than traditional granola bars. They have 15 grams of protein, about 13 grams of carbohydrates, and 0 added sugars. They only have 2 to 3 grams of naturally occurring sugars. The bars also have fiber and they taste amazing. You know, when you're looking to change your diet, when you're looking to follow a low carb, high fat diet, we really want to focus on eating foods that are high in protein, high in good fats, and very low in carbohydrates. And so this bar is an excellent option for somebody looking for a snack bar. So, other problem foods, you guys. Juice. Having juice in the morning is a surefire way to make sure that your blood sugar is going to go through the roof and crash. Once again, we talked about that. That gives you really poor energy. That can also promote weight gain over time. Juice, you know, is promoted as this like healthy food, but ultimately, you guys, it has the same amount of sugar as soda. And although it may have a few more nutrients, maybe a little bit of vitamin C and potassium, juice really is no better for you than soda. It has the same sugar in it. So what should you have instead? What are good drinks? On a low carbohydrate lifestyle, I recommend obviously water, certainly using electrolytes, calorie-free electrolytes. Also, you can use coffee or tea. You know, when you use coffee or tea, a lot of times I'll put heavy cream, which is a fat, in my tea or coffee. You guys, SFuels has made this product called Prime. This is a product that has green tea caffeine in it. Also has some B vitamins. I'll often use that before I run or before I work out. It's a 0 calorie, 0 sugar product. Finally, I want to talk about cereal. Breakfast cereal is something that people love, but unfortunately, you know, breakfast cereal is basically flour and sugar. That is not health promoting and not sustainable. And that's a good way to, once again, just like juice, be causing blood sugar spikes and crashes. So, options for instead of having cereal, my favorite thing to do, you guys, is prioritize my day with protein and fat. I want to be having eggs, I want to be having beef, I want to be getting those good proteins and fats and a lot of calories, because that's going to set me up to not be hungry throughout the morning. If you are somebody who just really likes that kind of granola taste or more cereal taste, there's a great product called keto-free that has almonds, coconut, some whey protein, and is very low in carbohydrates. So this is from SFuels, this is keto-free, and you can make it into a granola. You can warm it up kind of like an oatmeal type thing, or you can put it on some whole Greek yogurt. All right, finally, you guys, I want to talk about, just kind of wrapping up, I want to talk about, you know, if you work anywhere, often people bring in like cookies, donuts, chips. You know, people used to think that things like pretzels, I got a thing of pretzels here. Oh, these are good for you because they're low in fat. We want to start to get that low fat dogma out of our head. Just because something is low in fat does not mean it's healthy. Often, it means it's very unhealthy. When we remove fat and we remove protein from things, we're left with flour. Pretzels are basically just flour and salt. And once again, flour is just like the juice, just like the sugary cereal, is going to cause our blood sugar to spike and crash. That's not what we want if we want to feel good. That's not what we want if we're trying to heal metabolically or lose weight. So, on the go, just to wrap it up really quickly, what we want to focus on, these easy to go snacks, eggs, meat, nuts, cheese, you guys. We want to make sure we're filling up our pantry, we're filling up our refrigerator with things that are going to, low carb things that are going to sustain our health. And I really want to make sure that you've gone and downloaded that quick lifestyle quick start guide, because it's got a lot of great ideas. Don't overcomplicate it. Start with the basics, real whole foods, protein and fat, and we'll get after it. So the next video, you guys, we're going to talk about meals. We're going to really go into a little bit more depth and how you can create a few very simple meals to get your low carb lifestyle going. All right, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. My name is Michelle Hurn, and I'll see you next time.